Hey, Coach. Happy New Year. Good to get things going again here in the second half. It's been another week off. You had a bye week in between your last game, but at Niagara, you got a split on the weekend series, but finished off with a very impressive, maybe one of the great 60-minute efforts all season long, getting the shutout win.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Wads, and to everybody listening, all the best in 2024. The Friday night first period was disappointing. They came out hungry and ready to play, and we didn't. Got ourselves in a hole, couldn't get out of it. I do think Saturday's effort was much better. Our mental and physical engagement in that game was much better, and obviously the result was much better. So put that behind us. As you mentioned, 10, 12 days of preparation. Brought in the new year, gave them a couple of days to relax and do that, and then got back to work. I think first and foremost, getting Alban Nielsen healthy has been good for us. He's just another presence who's played a bunch of college hockey, during his career, and it's nice to see him, for the boys' sake, for his sake, to see him back out there. I mean, obviously, it was a pretty unfortunate thing, first day of preseason practice, and he goes down, but he seems to be in a good spot mentally and physically, and so that was nice to get him back. And what we were able to do was, because it was such a quick turnaround from December 26 to 29 to play a game, we were able to drill down on our game again. In all three zones and all situations, and make sure we were sharp and went over, things that you don't typically go over all the time in practice, just because of time's sake. And so that was good. But we've got to get back into game mode mentally real quick here, because Western Michigan is I know their ranking is 10, but they're one of the top teams in the country. I don't care what their ranking is.
Well, going off of that, do they come in with a chip on their shoulder at 10th? Do they look at that and see themselves at 10th? They've beaten Denver. They've got 3-4 losses on the season. I
mean, probably not, Drew, but you'd have to ask them that. I think I know their head coach a little bit anyway, and I think he would just have them, prepared to be the best version of themselves, whether that ranking is 1 or 10. I don't think that they'd spend a whole lot of time, at least from a coaching staff perspective. But again, that's something that they'd have to answer. What I do know is we do get a chance to see some pretty good teams in this league. And we've seen North Dakota, we've seen St. Cloud State, who I think are above that in the rankings. And I just know Western is a team that could beat anybody on any night. And we have to be, mentally and physically ready to get back in that game mode, which you lose by not having games on the weekend. So that's something that is going to be imperative that first period on Friday.
So the prep time then between playing a game 10 so days ago, I guess for you, is it a chance to see where you were at that point and then build off of that, what needs to be corrected, what you want to try to...
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking for that execution improvement. We're always looking for that. What it's more to me, Wads, is we're able to, we can break down the D zone coverage step by step versus maybe just doing D zone coverage on a regular week because you've been doing it for 3 months in a row. We looked at it as a way where we can, kind of progress with the different parts of our game. Whether it be D zone faceoffs or D zone coverage or neutral zone play or O zone play or whatever it is, and then spend a bunch of time on special teams, which we've obviously struggled with on the power play. And you're looking at our numbers, I think our PK has been okay. Now, once again, we've got a team coming in this weekend who's got one of the top one of the top special teams units in the country on both sides of it. So we're going to have to be sharp there. So it was more about that. We'll see where we are based on the results in the games. What we were looking at 10 or 12 days of preparation to do was just break it down and use progressions and, drill down on why we're doing things a certain way on certain areas of the ice, like we would in training camp. And that's what I mean by that. Yeah.
With that extra week of practice going into these games, what's your assessment of practice? Have the guys sort of use that Saturday win at Niagara as a leaping off point?
Drew, I'm telling you, I think you guys know me to talk the truth, or at least my version of it. Our preparation has been great. Our practices have been, I mean, from start to finish, from end of August to today, I can count on maybe two hands on days where they just weren't mentally or physically engaged. They just weren't present. Our preparation has been great. Yesterday was a little, but still pretty good. Other than that, for the last week and a half, it's been outstanding, you know. But again, it's tough to simulate Western Michigan's top line or Western Michigan's power play or whoever we play. It's tough to simulate somebody else because there's going to be somebody in another jersey that has something to say about it. But as far as things we can control, I think we've done an outstanding job. And that goes back to our players on a daily basis, investing and being willing to prepare for that hour, that 50 minutes, that hour and 10, whatever it is. They owe that to themselves. They owe it to each other. We feel they owe it to the program. That's a responsibility they have. And for the most part, this group has lived up to that responsibility as far as preparation goes.
I know we've talked about it a number of times this season, but looking for more consistency, obviously. But what does the Saturday bounce back win say about the resiliency of the team? And that's been the case a number of times over the season.
I look back at the resilient win at Ferris State as one of the more resilient wins we had because we're winning 4-1 going into the third period on Friday or Saturday, and all of a sudden it's 1-1 going into the third period on Sunday, and we're staring at getting swept on the road, just like that. So that to me was a resilient third period, a resilient effort on the Sunday. We've unfortunately had to do that more than one time. So it tells me that our group can do it, which they did again at Niagara. What the concern is and what the focus then becomes is why are we having that meeting again on Saturday saying, where were we in the first 30 minutes of last night's game? Why did it take a 3-0 deficit or whatever it was for us to wake up and engage in this battle? And Drew, I'm not talking about necessarily execution. I'm talking about being present, being ready to skate and compete and engage in the battle. And that's something that we have to get better at. And so that's what we've used. Yes, this group will bounce back. But again, I think the one thing we've done over the past whatever is bounce back. Miami's continued to bounce back. We want to be more of a proactive team versus having to react. And that's been the message to the group. Hopefully, again, another opportunity against a team that is not going to do that. A team, they're going to be ready. Knees are bent, on their toes, ready to engage in this battle is going to be our opponent come Friday night, drop of the puck. So we better be ready. We cannot go into this thing tiptoeing around and then have to regroup and respond on Saturday. So, yes, we've proven we can do it. What the message to our group has been is why. What do we need to do to get to the drop of the puck on Friday and not have to react, be more proactive to these opportunities?
Hey, Bruno, Happy New Year. You got your first win last time out when we were at Niagara right before the New Year holiday. So not only did you get the win, you got a shutout in your first win. So you've had a little time to think about it now. Kind of tell us what your thoughts were right after the game when you got that first win.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Well, I got to say it was a great team win. And after a setback on Friday night, we came back strong and battled and competed our best. We left it all out, and we grabbed the win. That's good.
And you're getting a chance to play as well. So you got a chance to play in one game earlier in the year, and that was a tough place to play in a tough series, a team that hadn't been playing very well, but they knew that they had a lot on the line at St. Cloud. Then you got hurt, and then you didn't get a chance to play again. So kind of what was that mindset for you during that time frame of finally getting to play and then having to sit out a little bit before you got your next chance to play?
Well, I would say nothing changed in terms of my mindset. There was a new challenge for me, to battle through the injury and the bad game I had on St. Cloud, and I feel like nothing changed, and I'm ready to get back on track.
Obviously, growing up in Latvia and then playing juniors here and then coming to Miami has been an acclimation process. How's that acclimation been, particularly battling through those injuries, just kind of getting to the culture in U.S. college and also in battling those injuries? You kind of had a lot tossed at you since you've gotten here.
Yeah, well, I feel like the identity of our team is like what I like to do, and everything is. I already introduced the system, and everything is like for me is understandable, like class, all that stuff, like practices and busy schedule. But I feel like I've done a good job, and then yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the second semester goes.
Great. Looking forward to this weekend. What does the team have to do? What does the goaltender room have to do? What do you guys need to do to come away with some points against Western Michigan?
We got to leave it outlet there, and I feel like this a lot like second half stretch where we have like 18 games against NCHC teams. It's going to be a battle and fight every night, and I feel like if we go out and compete, or like we leave it all out there and we just got to fight, then we'll see how we end up.
You battled through some injuries. You've had some teammates battling through injuries as well. Is this time off? You had the break for around Christmas. You had another week off after you get back. Has that kind of allowed you, or what's that done to allow you to get healthy as a collective?
I feel like we had a great practice week last week, and we had a chance like to go over like the system details and get better at the areas where we can be better, as the coaches mentions to us. And I feel like we've done a great job last week, and we are looking forward for this upcoming weekend, 2 games with Western Michigan.
Kind of going back to you coming here to Miami, you're getting a chance to play with a couple of guys that you played with the World Juniors. You played with Ray and Rehards as well. So how good is it to have a little familiarity with those guys around? You know, kind of some of the Swedish guys, they've had those similarities with some countrymen as well. So it's not an easy adjustment coming to a new country to play. So what's it like playing with those guys here?
Yeah, well, I feel like with Ray, we grow up together, kind of like around the hockey rink, and we played a lot against each other, with each other, and it's nice to have him on our team, and to know that you know that buddy from childhood, and you know, like you're playing college level hockey right now, and it's awesome. The same story with Richards. He, like, I don't know him pretty much since World Juniors before, but after World Juniors we developed a great relationship as we do right now in like here in Miami, and I love it.
Did you guys get together as a team to watch any of the World Junior games, or did any of the U.S. guys have anything to say about winning the gold medal?
Well, first of all, congratulations to U.S. Team USA. They've done a good job. I think that's the best team they've ever got for past 5 years or something. And yeah.
Did you guys get together at all and watch the games as a team together, or was there any?
Yeah, well, we watched a couple of games. I remember we watched the gold medal game with the boys, and yeah, it was kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. So one final thing too. So now getting a chance to get that first win under your belt. So hopefully that's going to give you a chance to play a lot more in the second half. How much has Logan Neaton helped you kind of get into the transition of playing at the college level?
Well, he's a great guy. He's a senior. He's a grad student. He's not senior, sorry, but he has a lot of experience in this on this level, and I learn from him every day. And he's really he's on top of all the things, and he's the guy. But I'm the younger guy who wants to learn, and I'm behind him right now. But we'll see how it goes in season